Last year, the provincial government allocated 7 million kina for teachers' leave fares. It's an item that takes out a sizable chunk from Morabe's 300 million kina budget. A portion was paid to Lae-based travel agents, but for many teachers, it's an arrangement that does not give them direct access to their entitlements, but in theory allows for the purchase of tickets for air travel to their home provinces. But the system hasn't worked well. Roland Kaina, a teacher who's been working in Lae City, says he's one of many teachers from the New Guinea Islands and their cost of travel is relatively high. His leave entitlements were paid to a Lae-based travel agency and he was unable to get cheaper fares on another airline through the same agency.
But last year especially, they did it that way, but I still have to go to another travel agent to purchase the ticket with the same money. To get my family home.
So they wouldn't process your tickets there?
With travel agent, they cannot process that because the travel agent is an agent for New Guinea, which is quite expensive for me.
Mr. Kaina says he then requested for a refund in cash so he could purchase the tickets from another airline, but the travel agent still deducted a reported 15% in management fees from the 11,000 paid as his leave entitlements.
When we pay someone for a service, we should be getting service in return. But when 15% is deducted from my leave entitlement towards a travel agent, I don't really see any reason why someone have to get that money because I'm not getting anything from this travel agent.
The agent in question is Prime Travel, a locally owned business that operates out of Lae. Yesterday, we called Prime Travel to seek clarification on the questions that had been raised. We didn't get a response. Then we emailed Prime Travel, also highlighting the contents of the special parliamentary investigation. What we got back from Prime Travel was a response saying no comment.
Here in Morobe, we had teachers traveling the highway to Medang and up to the highlands. The leave fares were paid to the bus owners, in which the teachers had to travel by buses. But in cases where they didn't travel, that money was never refunded to them. 1, 2, they never got to travel. That money never went back to the department. Wherever it went, we never knew.
All those concerns have been captured in a detailed investigation report by the Special Parliamentary Committee looking into reforms in service delivery. The report also highlighted that the system is unfair, administratively cumbersome, and opens up opportunities for corruption. Sharon Tumonde points out that the system can sometimes be discriminatory.
So if I have to apply, I will need a head of family status. Unlike the male counterparts, our male counterparts get their full entitlement regardless of getting a head of family status. Whether they are married or not, it doesn't matter.
Earlier today, Morabe's Deputy Administrator Sheila Harrow, who's responsible for education and the social sector, told EMTV that significant improvements had been made in 2015 in the management of leave fares. She said adequate funds have been allocated and travel organized by the administration. The administration is also expected to provide a detailed response on this matter at a later date. Scott Waide, National EMTV News, Lae.